Hello, I'm Hickey from Interest.co.nz and welcome to a special economic weather report brought to you in association with Bank of New Zealand. Today we look at inflation figures for the June quarter, which show that the Consumer Price Index rose 1% in the June quarter, and it's up 5.3% from a year ago. This was above economists' forecasts for a 0.8% rise, and it's at a 21-year high for inflation. Now, once you take out the 2.2% increase from GST, which was on October the 1st, this takes underlying inflation to 3.3%, well above the Reserve Bank's target band of 1 to 3%. It's also the biggest rise in inflation since June 1990. Remember, that was back when we had our last GST increase. The big movers in inflation: food prices up 11% from a year ago, transport prices, that includes petrol, up 7%. Also some increase in construction materials. No doubt the Christchurch earthquake is having an effect there, and housing costs rose 4.4%. Now, the market reaction, we saw a spike up in the New Zealand dollar to almost 85 cents, but then it's dropped down again late this morning. Wholesale interest rates are up too, as economists start to price in the chance of an earlier increase in the official cash rate. Remember, inflation above the target band of 1 to 3%, and signs the economy seems to be picking up. In fact, markets are saying there's an 80% chance of a hike in the official cash rate on October the 27th. However, most economists are still saying the next hike is likely to be in December. It may be a 50 basis point hike from 2.5% to 3%. And overall, most economists are expecting interest rate increases of around 2 to 3% over the next couple of years. That would take the floating mortgage rate to around about 8%. However, it depends on quite a few things. Firstly, international markets are very fragile at the moment. We've got all the problems with the European sovereign debt crisis and, of course, the US debt ceiling. Either side of the Atlantic could go into some sort of meltdown in the next few weeks if they don't get their act together. And also, across the Tasman, the Australian economy is slowing down. The other factor for the Reserve Bank to consider is that the earthquake rebuild in Christchurch hasn't really started yet, and it has said in the past it wants to see that started before it starts to remove some of the stimulus. And also, the very strong New Zealand dollar is going to take some of the inflationary heat out of the economy. So there we have it. Another economic weather report brought to you in association with Bank of New Zealand. I'm Hickey for Interest.co.nz.